Wife cheated through emotional relationship with a guy. We have 3 kids. My wife of 8 years cheated on me by going on 2 dates with a guy where she says they kissed. We have 3 kids. Tears are streaming down my face, but I need to know how to proceed with certain emotions and thoughts. This is almost 13 years of my life in a relationship. Backstory. Wife is my first partner. We've met during a high school party and I always liked her. I failed in my approach as a teenager, but when I was in my 20s a mutual friend kind of helped us find each other again and we fell in love. Now I see it was a relationship devoid of intimacy. We did some stuff early on, then nothing was sparking and she would not approach me to kiss me or hug me. Why I was okay with that? Because we had a connection like nothing I've experienced before. We loved talking, we had the same mindset. I loved her and I guess I wanted to fix her. She had depressive episodes, she had history with hurting herself, and during our relationship we grew. We had children. We worked on ourselves. We went to therapy, solo, and as a couple. We really did grow out of our past and we raised our kids with utmost love. She was diagnosed with ADHD, I was diagnosed with Asperger's, and it provided context for our troubles. But our relationship suffered. We became distant. 2 adults raising kids the best way they can, not talking to each other after they went to bed. All of that still while no intimacy was happening outside of those times where we wanted second and third child. All of this time I was the sole provider and we live a good, comfortable life full of things that many of our friends can dream: house cleaning, nannies, meal plans, huge apartment, etc. I know now I was hurt because I had been used to make a family, so I built a protective shell around that trauma and just focused on family, house, and work. I love her. This is not sunken cost fallacy. I thought I was building my full life with her and that her lack of intimacy was just another problem rooted deeply in her psyche. That maybe she was hurt or there's a hormonal imbalance or something. But I couldn't take it, so I hurt her in return by being an asshole first, a stranger second. Affair. A month ago she said that maybe it's better that we go our ways. I was surprised, felt cornered, and eventually got angry. We didn't speak for a week. Then I said I would like us to try one more time and I opened up about my feelings towards her, what I did with my trauma and how I treated her. We decided to try again. It was going so well. Weeks of date nights, me trusting her completely again, even sharing some light but intimate moments with her again. I blossomed and years of abandonment, and honestly, regret how I didn't give her attention, turned into reignited feelings for her. I saw her again as a partner, not just a co-parent. Unfortunately for me, or fortunately, I do not fucking know right now, I found messages with some guy. They dated YAI back in her 20s and he's now in an open relationship with a wife and 2 kids. I think initially she talked to him just to not feel so lonely after I abandoned her, after she abandoned me in intimate, emotionally fulfilling life, but it grew into a crush, and during that week where we didn't talk, which started with her basically asking if we should divorce, she went on 2 dates with him and they kissed in public multiple times, he touched her body and they shared what I tried to have with her. I'm shattered. When I found the message that would dispel all doubt, I fell to the ground screaming in agony. I asked her, she lied. I showed the messages, she showed so little emotion that I howled and howled until I couldn't get air back into my lungs. We have 3 kids. And what hurts me the most isn't even that she tried to get something that she was missing, human connection. It's that she says she loved my soul, my care for her, the way I am a father, but she never felt any spark with me to be intimate and love me fully. She is not sure she can feel it with me. She only cried when I said I love her still, and I can forgive her if she finds it in herself to love me fully. Not just parts. The whole me. Now some questions. Do I keep digging about the time she spent with the guy? Do I need details, or is time the best recipe to forget those things? I asked her to swear and she told me they never did anything more serious than kissing. But to me the way this grew, it was emotional cheating, was it not? The guy has open relationship, but even that guy's wife asked him to break this off, not because we have 3 goddamned kids but because she was threatened by my wife. WTF. When asked how she could spend quality time with me after having cheated, she told me she was waiting for the crush to expire and waiting to see if we have future together. Do I tell my mom? I panic texted her that I need to see her. She called and heard me cry and speak about broken heart. Do I take time off at work? I feel like I'm sick. Do I contact a lawyer? I saved some messages as a recording but she deleted the messenger archived conversation. Any way to get that back? She told me she was ashamed and didn't want me to read those messages. I kind of want to. Should I? Is it good for my mental health? How do I do day-to-day activities with my kids when all I think about is crying and lying flat on the ground? Is my life over? All I wanted is to not have a broken home like my parents, to improve on their mistakes, to get a hold of my psyche and be in sync with my emotions, which was so much easier to do with partner and kids in the picture. Did I do that for myself or for them? If you have any books or links, throw them my way. Comment. Your life is not over. Far from it. Your marriage likely is, however. Don't despair. Believe it or not, it doesn't sound like it was a particularly strong one to begin with. "We just kissed" is a lie that is repeated so often by cheaters that it's become a catchphrase on this subreddit. No, they didn't just kiss. I'm sorry. They did more. Be strong. You are not losing your one and only, you are actually being given the opportunity to now find her. Don't play the pick-me dance. You are far too worthy. It's time for you to break free from this sad and lonely relationship and find happiness. Be brave. Things are going to work out. Dude, first step is to have self-respect. Your wife won't respect you if you don't. Stop playing pick-me-please game. Lay down some consequences, man. Tell her she cuts it off with him immediately. Contact AP wife to get on same page. Tell your family and friends and her family what she's done. Nuke this secret. If you don't respect yourself enough to be firm with her, what's the point, man? No offense, but you seem like a total pushover and she's just blah about you. Bring the hammer so she can at least respect you, bro. Call me a pessimist, I find it real hard to believe they just kissed. Does it matter though? Honestly. The image of another man's penis inside your wife might be more devastating than just his tongue, but it's your wife's actions here with respect to seeking out and engaging in an extramarital affair that are the problem. Your wife was essentially dating while married to you and living with you and your children. It's up to you. It will not be easy. But for your sake, your kids' sake, and even your wife who you truly love, pull the plug. Let's get a couple of things out of the way here. He's now in an open relationship with a wife and 2 kids. I doubt very much that his wife knows anything about this so-called relationship. You should seriously consider telling his wife what he's been up to. Second, they kissed and he touched her body. This is your dream scenario. 2 adults. Alone. With romantic history and foreplay in the form of electronic communication followed by a nice meal with alcohol. I can really understand your situation and how frustrating it must be for both of you. Both with conditions which make true intimacy extremely difficult. What you do now is entirely up to you. You need expert guidance and tuition on how you can improve your life skills and to treat your wife in an intimate, caring and sharing way. You also both need to sit down and thoroughly talk through the very comfortable and privileged life that you've both managed to forge for you two and your children. If you break up, a lot of this will simply disappear and be unrecoverable. As a last thought, your wife is being proactively disloyal. Get legal advice and guidance on how things are going to be if you go down the divorce route. Good luck. I'm sorry, but doesn't sound as if you had a romantic marriage. I don't think you know what a true loving romantic relationship feels like. She was your first and only. You have a family together. That is what you ate grieving. She said was never any spark to be intimate nor loved you fully. I'm sorry, but it's time to let go and move on. There is a woman out there that will feel all those loving feelings for you. Don't hang on to a sinking ship. Be there for your kids and create a stable life for them. The husband probably did not have an open marriage since wife demanded it stop. She was made fool and became a cheater. Don't lie this way. But get off floor wailing and be the dad those kids need.